I'm Natrix4Life, and I approve this message. So back in 2013 or 2014, I started watching My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. I had doubts that I'd ever like it at first, but all these years later, even though it's ended and much of the fandom has moved on, the show never ceases to amaze me, and I know I'm not the only one. I am openly a brony, not ashamed at all, and an autistic one at that. I never imagined a show intended for a younger audience would change the life of a young man like me. Before we jump into the video's primary subject, to provide some context, I want to first clarify what autism is so everyone can have a clear picture of it. Autism is a disorder that puts people within its spectrum at a social disadvantage compared to neurotypicals, or non-autistic people. Autism affects many different people in different areas. Since it is a spectrum, that means certain autistic people possess certain traits and interests, while others may possess different attributes. For example, one autistic individual or group of individuals may be nonverbal for most of their life and not ever mentally get past the age of 4. While another individual or group of individuals are able to articulate professionally and may serve the roles of geniuses, like Temple Grandin.
You know, you never get cured of autism. But what you do is you learn better, is you learn more and more things.
Well, I didn't speak until I was 4. Now I have a BA and a master's, and I'm studying for my doctorate.
Autistic people are unique and come in an abundance. I know a bunch of autistic locals, but there are also famous autistic people out there. Some of these include Blind America's Got Talent contestant and pianist Cody Lee, comedian Dan Aykroyd, and even Satoshi Tajiri, the famous man behind Pokemon. Now, there are some celebrities believed to be autistic, Owl City and Tim Burton included, yet they've never gotten fully diagnosed. Anyways, for this video I'm going to try analyzing every possibility in the book and have it fit for certain characters within My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. The two other things about this essay, I'm going to explain the thoughts and feelings I deal with day by day, while also splitting this essay up into chapters that we dive into every Friday for the next various weeks. And since today is Autism Awareness Day, we'll do something special and premiere with 2 chapters this week. Y'all ready? Let's go.
It's us, your old friends. Ugh.
Moondancer. Moondancer made her debut appearance in Season 5, Episode 12 of Mending Fences, and appeared later in My Little Pony Season 9, and she has served as a minor character throughout the series, as well as having similar physical attributes to Twilight Sparkle, the series' main character. Moondancer was merely referenced in Season 1, Episode 1, Friendship is Magic, as a pony who invited Twilight to a party, to which Twilight refused. When Twilight, Minuet, and Spike stalk their old friend for several days straight, Princess of Friendship what? Twilight brings up how no pony even makes an effort to interact with Moondancer. This may be the result of the fact that Moondancer was unusual and socially awkward, and didn't mind it, not to mention the fact that she was nerdy, and she did serve as a timid character in her debut episode, though not the same as Fluttershy. One other weak point, so weak that it in fact hangs by a strand, is Moondancer's setting of study. Her favorite is the library, because it is quiet. If you date back, Golden Oaks Library was Twilight's preference for this reason too. I can personally tell you, at times I have a hard time studying where a lot of noise takes place, and some desolate or secluded area I find is my best option. Let's dive in and talk about one of the more major characters, Starlight Glimmer, who is one of my favorites for your information. She made her first appearance in the 2-part Season 5 premiere of the Cutie Map, and was mentioned as a vague suspect of being on the spectrum by MLP Disney Lover this previous April. However, I came to some of my own conclusions about the character and wish to specify what those are. Glimmer seems to have this nervousness to her, attributed by her laugh. She gets overwhelmed and pressured, maybe even stressed at times, all of which I very much have felt as someone on the spectrum in the past. I also want to point out, Starlight deals with anxiety, which works hand in hand with many autistic people. In fact, this plays into all the stress and overwhelming behavior she possesses. She especially felt anxiety about reuniting with her old friend Sunburst, who left for Canterlot and attended Celestia's academy when she was just a filly. You could say she resembled Moondancer after this incident, while being slightly different all the same. Making another friend didn't seem worth it anymore, and looking at this from a psychological standpoint, she instead wanted to control the situation by becoming totally evil and enslaving an entire village. As ashamed as I am to admit it, I've done that. I've enslaved an entire town. Haha, no. What I mean is, wanting to bend social situations to my will, it feels all too familiar. Returning to Starlight's anxiety, it built up because she was afraid of what Sunburst might think about her former actions. I personally want to point out, I've been ashamed before for things I've done. We Neros and autistic people all have, but I feel as though autistic people may feel stronger about it, and this matched Starlight a lot. Another attribute worth pointing out, in the episode No Second Prances, Starlight's friendship studies, specifically her current assignment, were off to a rough start. She couldn't make a friend. Even the main five, excluding Twilight, weren't exactly what she was looking for. This in turn led to much stress, which is a common autistic attribute, and she needed something to ease her mind. She visits the Ponyville Spa, where she is back to back in a chair with another pony. Not long after Starlight and this other pony start talking and comparing each other, Starlight realizes she may have finally found a friend.
In short, this pony was the great and notoriously annoying Trixie, who failed to meet Twilight's standards based on her past.
But Starlight and Trixie understood each other and had something special because they were so much alike. I've felt like that before, where I had plenty of good friends, but I felt I needed someone who spoke my language, and we'll dive more into this later on. Just remember, Starlight and I are super alike in that way. Going further into the whole stress and anxiety situation, in the two-part Season 6 finale, Starlight visits her old village and finds that she can't deal with every pony residing there, and this results in a panic attack. She leaves her village in a hurry after that. Scientifically, panic attacks are something that commonly comes with the whole autistic bundle, especially when that autistic individual does associate with anxiety on a regular basis, in comparison to Starlight. Season 7 Episode 2 shows how Starlight starts bottling up her emotions to prevent lashing out at Trixie, who is now a good friend. It's not like Trixie's acting obnoxious and making her friend mad. An article from the site National Autistic Society labeled Bottling Up Feelings reveals individuals on the spectrum and their experiences doing what Starlight did. One person pointed out, this may be why we feel all the stress and anxiety. Maybe things became more settled for Starlight along the way when the main six took her in with open arms, but still, all her past struggles hadn't disappeared. In the episode The Mean Six, Starlight had a difficult time getting out of her environment. She specifies this by pointing out the perks of books and other things back home. I'm not positive this is an autistic attribute, but it might also explain why she didn't want to graduate from Twilight Studies come the Season 7 premiere. Yes, this doesn't have a lot to back it up, because anybody suddenly having to depart from the people they love and cherish is just so hard. Starlight wasn't ready to leave simply because she wasn't ready to tackle the world where nothing felt familiar anymore. However, I personally have had difficulties getting out of my environment before, and this will probably continue to be the case for years to come.
Sunburst!
The episode Uncommon Bond continues on with Starlight and Sunburst's current relationship. Starlight is thrilled to hang out with her childhood friend, and then starts realizing how Sunburst seems to interact with every other pony better, the Princess of Friendship included. Her only wish is that the two of them relive their childhood with their formerly favorite game. Starlight casts a spell that literally makes both her and Sunburst foals again so they can enjoy the experience. Except, only one pony finds joy in it, and it's definitely not Sunburst. The cue that Starlight failed to pick up on was how she didn't want to maintain her friendship with Sunburst, but instead control it, and couldn't handle all the attention that Sunburst was giving other ponies. This has so been me on numerous occasions. Later, I'll reveal more on this.
That's devious. I see.
Starlight may serve as a School of Friendship's guidance counselor since she deals with such social delays. I've been told based on certain insight on things that psychology could be some strength in the long run. One who could especially advocate for Aspie or autistic people. Starlight's past when it comes to social skills has been a landslide thus far, and perhaps being a counselor not only is a favor to those who come to visit, but she can also come to terms with her former life and pass her knowledge and wisdom on. Does this sound like a stretch? I don't think so. Well, that about does it for today. For every Aspie or ASD kid or adult tuning in, I hope their Autism Awareness Day has been really special, and that everyone, both autistic and neurotypical, took something away from this. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or ideas, or have some idea of a character within the series or some other franchise who may have symptoms of ASD, let me know. I'm open to ideas and you can reach me through the comment section, where I will be reading and replying to your messages. Anyways, thanks for tuning in and I hope to see you next week. I'm Natrix4Life and I approve this message.